We have the latest on Britt Baker's AEW status, plus some spoilers on title match plans for AEW All In, and an update on Karrion Kross's WWE contract status. It's all in the Cultaholic wrestling news right now. Yesterday, reports went radio rental over the elemental status of gentle dental Dr. Britt Baker, didn't they?
Good morning, Thomas. How are you doing today?
Good morning to thee. This did the rounds yesterday. Britt Baker and a few other people talking about the price of water, consequently leading many to believe that she's on the way out of AEW. I know I've simplified it. You guys talked about it in yesterday's second news video.
A bottle of water costs $1 in the supermarket, could be $6 at the cinema. It depends where you are as to how you are valued is the crux of the situation there, Tom.
Just drink it out the hose like I do.
Oh, drink horse piss.
That's also good as well. Now, we've had an update on where Britt Baker stands regarding AEW, and despite rumours that we have heard, Britt Baker is not believed to have asked for her release from AEW. Reports suggesting that she's determined to leave the company, but PW Insider and Fightful Select's follow-up reports suggest that Baker has not asked to come away from the company.
Yeah, Fightful's report states that some in AEW believe the idea of Baker actively communicating that she wants out of the company is news to them, is the quote, with Baker's conduct, especially on social media, no different than usual. She loves a little saucy post, doesn't she? Baker is believed to still have well over a year left on her AEW contract, and if injury time is factored in, then the DMD could be a part of a company until 2027 because she has missed a lot of time through injury.
She has indeed, yeah. And it's just been a mysterious absence from television for her. There was that thing that she was going to do with Serena Deeb. A lot of people think that
nobody cares.
That was the two words that we think possibly flushed it. In that she was going, nobody cares. And she was right, because the story never went anywhere. So apparently nobody did care. I cared. I thought that'd have been good fun, technical bit of goodness, but alas, we didn't see it.
It's a weird trajectory the last few years has been for Baker, because you go through the pandemic, and coming out of the pandemic, she was the star of the women's division, no doubt about it. But yeah, I was saying yesterday, it just feels like it's maybe passed her by. You're looking at Mercedes, you're looking at Tony, you're looking at Mina Shirakawa, you're looking at other people of that ilk. It feels like it's just maybe passed the doctor by.
It feels like it has, which is such a shame, because I still think there's so much more that Britt Baker can bring to a wrestling ring. And we're yet to see it. It's certainly one that we are going to be keeping an eye on. A return is on the cards, however, for one person in AEW who we haven't seen for quite some time.
Yeah, this report comes from some Fightful Select who say they've spoke to believe that Darby Allin will be returned to the company imminently, is the quote this time, and said they'd be shocked if he's not involved in AEW All In some capacity. Word within the company was that Allin, sorry, not it's got the name and the time. AEW Allin or Darby All In.
You puts the All In Allen.
He emerged from Everest relatively unscathed. Well, what does that mean for Darby Allin? That could mean he's missing an arm.
Well, he was. I think he was playing to coffin drop off the top, and then cooler heads prevailed.
And he is in shape to compete at All In if he is needed. We've not heard of any creative plans for Darby as of yet, say Fightful Select.
Here's an issue that might cause some discussion, because I think for a while, a lot of people said, "Oh, Darby Allin is going to be the guy that ends the Death Riders." As much as I enjoy Darby Allin's work, and I would love to be proved wrong on this, I don't buy him as a world champion.
Oh, Tom!
I know. And I think an excellent addition to the roster. I think like a character, certainly a personality that is missed in AEW at the moment. I don't know if I would have bought him as the guy that ended the Death Riders and became the world champion.
I too believe he was the original pitch to be the guy who defeated John Moxley eventually and rose up to the main event level after being a pretender for so long. What Moxley wanted deep down. But it's been a really rocky road, but I think Hangman is the more captivating endpoint out of Darby and Hangman. So even though it's been bloody hard at times to watch this storyline involving the briefcase and the AEW World Championship, I think the ending is going to be better off having Darby having gone up the hill.
It's been like a year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It'll be worth it, Tom. Texas Death, let's go.
Yeah, it better be worth it. I'm just saying that much. All In is not far away. 10 days off from the big trip to Texas. A few title plans in the mix. Now, we've got a spoiler for one of them coming up because it's based on something that happened on Collision. I'll give you a little heads up when we get to that. But let's talk the World Tag Team titles first of all.
Yeah, so last night we saw Jet Speed. They attacked the Hurt Syndicate after MJF had a singles match on Dynamite last night. That's going to bleed in, obviously, to AEW All All In. It's going to be the Hurt Syndicate versus Jet Speed with a third team factored in there, Thomas.
That third team being Nick Wayne and Christian Cage at the Patriarchy. This is according to The Observer, who say that they are going to be inserted into that match to make it a three-way. This comes after there was a lot of conversation about Christian Cage and Adam Copeland reuniting to face FTR at All In Texas. I was game for that, but Christian Cage was not. According to reports, he wants to finish the story properly with the Patriarchy before doing the reunion with Adam Copeland. And I admire the integrity to the story that you're telling in the face of a massive moment to go, oh no, storyline wise, it doesn't make sense to do that there. Like the Cope and Cage thing, you can do down the line.
Yeah.
There's enough touch points on this All In card that you don't need to have that, because Cope and Cage could be a main event moment in itself.
Yeah.
It doesn't need to be part of this, what's no doubt going to be a very big card for All In.
Yeah, and it still feels like if the Cope and Cage alliance did happen now, Nick Cage especially would just be left hanging.
Yeah.
Just with nothing to do. Like, where'd you go with that for him?
Yeah, and all this story's been told and then just nothing. You're just going to forget all about it. So I admire the fact that isn't happening.
Nick Cage, I said. Nick Wayne. I guess it is Nick Cage.
You made me say Nick Cage then.
Also Nick Wayne, yeah.
I reckon if he gets his way, he'll marry Nick's mother. He'll marry Nick's mother. That'll be a thing. And then there'll be two Nicolas Cages running around. And now the TNT title will be defended at All In. This is a little cheeky Collision. Spoiler, they recorded it after Dynamite last night. So heads up, we're going to be talking Collision probably the next sort of 60 to 90 seconds or so. Just a little heads up on that one. Pressure's on. Spoilers ahoy. Adam Cole opened Collision 100, celebrated being TNT champion. He was interrupted by Carl Fletcher and the Don Callis family. And they said, we want a match. And Cole's like, brr. And here comes Daniel Garcia going, I want a match. And Cole went, brr. This led to Garcia and Fletcher having a match at the end of Collision. It was Fletcher picking up the dub. It's going to be Fletcher versus Cole at All In for the TNT title.
And I would not be surprised if Fletcher got the big dub.
Yeah, I feel like a singles title, another singles title outside of the ROH TV title is in his crosshairs. An AEW singles title, I think, in his crosshairs.
I would not be surprised if come next summer, Kyle's the big champion, the world champion, and Ospreay, when he loses to the Bucks at All In this year, that's when Ospreay takes the title off Fletcher, when he can challenge for the title again.
Come next summer, is that a little tease for who we might see debut?
Von.
He's never too far away, is Von Wagner. Karrion Kross flavored news will end on this. Kross has been the absolute daddy when it comes to making chicken salad out of chicken you know what, or even no ingredients at all on WWE television, to the point where he got himself into a situation where he was part of the United Champions, PLE, and it locks him in, I think, long term with storyline stuff with Sami Zayn and other people, just as well, because we're coming up to the end of his contract.
Yeah, Fightful Selector saying that a 3-year deal was signed by both Karrion Kross and Scarlett in August of 2022, meaning that the expiration of their current contract is imminent. Fightful have also provided an update on this story when they're saying, we spoke to people in WWE, expect the duo will be staying, as Kross has been featured regularly on television, was on the recent PLE, as Tom said, and has got new merchandise. No confirmation of a re-signing has occurred as of us sat here right now.
But that's the big thing that people within WWE are saying, yeah, he's going to stick around. I think it would be foolish to not capitalize on the momentum that arguably Kross has made for himself. And I think this is finally seeing the Karrion Kross that we've wanted to see for a long time.
Yeah, it makes me think of Chad Gable, though. Do you remember when Chad Gable's contract was coming up and he was getting big title shots against Gunther?
Yeah.
And then he signed the contract and everything cooled off for a bit. And obviously Chad Gable's recovered now and the Americano stuff is kicking off good and proper with a second Americano. But it makes you wonder if Karrion Kross does re-sign, will this little, PLE match, will that continue?
I think I think they will. I can see them re-signing him simply because he's got so much momentum at the moment. And mind you, we say that they tried to sack R-Truth recently, and that went brilliantly for them. So you know what, I wouldn't put anything past WWE at this stage.
Who knows what might happen?
And who knows? Anything can happen in the next half an hour. And if it does, for the very latest wrestling news at any time, you can check out Cultaholic.com. Stay safe. Love you. Bye.
Cock!
He's done it again.
Bloody
He's
hell.
cocked it again, Your Honor.